You're listening to the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. How we doing? Good times are ahead. Indiana Fever stake one out, and they went out there and eked it out 76-75. Beat the LA Sparks. What does that say? What does that mean? The Indiana Fever are on the road to entering the playoffs and winning. I repeat, the Indiana Fever are on the road to entering the playoffs and winning. Last night, the Indiana Fever won the old-fashioned way. Defense wins championships. Talked about that a lot, and now the Fever are recognizing it. They're executing it on it. And really, in my personal opinion, I think the Indiana Fever could spend the remainder of the season with a true focus on defense because here's what you got, folks. Defense dictates offense. Defense dictates transition offense. Creates steals, turnovers, blocks. There's a lot of things you can do from the defensive end to becoming a champion. In the Indiana Fever, which it looks like a pot of gumbo, that's right, there's no doubt about it. The Indiana Fever roster this year has looked like a pot of gumbo. Now, what has taken place? The gumbo has started to cook. And when you look at Aaliyah Boston, and a lot of people say a lot of things about Aaliyah Boston, I'll tell you one thing that I can see for clear. Aaliyah Boston is the WNBA most improved player. All-star, three-time All-star. However, from last year of taking the ball at the high post, as they were blitzing Caitlin on numerous times, run and jump, as terminology can change, but the game is still the same. But here's the thing that I see is when Boston used to take that pick and pop out there, she really didn't put it on the floor, hold the dribble. Now Boston is in full attack, blow by mode. Those two things you can do, and Boston has really excelled in it. Plus, Boston is extended range to the 3-point line and could be very dangerous come playoff time because she's really efficient and executing. A lot of people think Boston is an up and down player, but what I see Aaliyah Boston consistently as a big 6'4", 6'5", gets up and down the floor, gets the rebounds on the offensive end, sets the screen. A lot of things have ran through Boston and it executes, but now the Indiana Fever are moving into the transitional game, right? Because whenever you get the steal, and the Fever just really dominated on it, and when you take a look at it, I really want you to see it from a different purpose of looking at this, that the Indiana Fever took care of business, no doubt about it. Okay, you look at the box of the Indiana Fever as they were running through and finding a way to win the game 76-75. That's the most important thing. And you look at the box itself, Natasha Howard, 29 minutes, didn't shoot it well. A couple times struggled on the defense, but stayed with it. Ended up a plus 4 or 5 points. Boston, 22 points. Here's the thing about it, 11 of 18, no doubt about it. Got you in there, got 11 rebounds, then pushed 4 assists. Then on top of, you talk about the defensive stopper, Aaliyah Boston, folks, got 6 steals last night. That's playing WNBA championship basketball by the Indiana Fever. Stephanie White's got a new toy. Got a couple new toys because what's going to happen next? You're going to have a Caitlin return, which is going to put a cherry on top. And really, for Caitlin's role now, I mean, it's all about winning. I mean, you change the pace of the game. I mean, it's just going to move up higher. The Indiana Fever can get close to 100 points a game when Caitlin's around. But it's really not going to matter because they're all going to vertically integrate together, the guards. And aerial powers. God, folks, I really try to stress. The first time I seen Powers, I said, how good is Powers? But you look at this, 15 minutes, goes 3 and 9, 2 of 6 from the 3-point line, 1 and 2 from the free throw line. Got in there, got you 5 defensive rebounds, 1 offensive, 6 rebounds total, 2 assists, a steal. Out of there, 9 points and a plus 1. And that's a player that just showed up to the Indiana Fever, but nevertheless, the Indiana Fever are learning to win. Now, when you talk about Odyssey Sims, what do you got, folks? You got an experienced point guard in Odyssey Sims. She's basically beat everybody. So at the end of the day, anybody that she faces on this court, it's not going to matter because Odyssey Sims knows one thing. I know how to win games, and I'll always go back to the day of Brittany Griner and her going 40-0. It seems like the calmness of the storm. She plays so well, it doesn't even disturb the makeup. I'm just amazed at how she does it. But she likes to win. She understands what it takes, and she makes everybody play a little bit better, and she could score as well. So this team is shaping up in a different way, but the Indiana Fever have enough to win a WNBA championship. Getting in the playoffs, everybody's thinking it's going to be tough. I tell you what, for the Indiana Fever, when you line up and you play, they're going to be the team that they're going to be, but you also got to know one thing. The Indiana Fever are coming at it now from a defensive end of the floor. Defense wins championships. Stephanie White's got a new toy. The whole thing about it is the team will form itself. And once it forms itself, when you play that defensive end and you've got active hands are moving and you're getting deflections and balls, those 50-50 balls now that the Indiana Fever didn't get before, they're getting now. And that's a major difference. This thing is going to find its own way. The Indiana Fever are going to just play it game by game. But I've got a feeling their defensive structure, if they continue it, it's going to shut a lot of teams down. Instead of going over 80, let's keep them all under 80, and we'll win the game. This is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. Indiana Fever got step closer and moving forward to the playoffs. All things are possible to those who believe. I believe the Indiana Fever are going to make the playoffs. I believe Caitlin Clark's going to return. I believe the Indiana Fever will win the first round series and continue the momentum to the WNBA championship. A lot of people may not agree, but this is the Money Mike Syndicated Radio Podcast. All things are possible to those who believe. We'll see you soon.